Okay, so the picture that you saw me drawing or posted was the picture of the pig I'm going to be attempting to put on here. So first I'm going to sketch it out the best I can. So I'm going to be doing this one with acrylic paint, and the nice thing about that is it's easy to change something. So I'm just looking for simple shapes in the pig to give me a guide. Looks like his ear is going to go up. Oh, it's the inner part of the ear. I never get my sketches exactly right first when I do it this way, and that's okay, because we can fix things and add and take away later on. So, and I do usually go over these with some type of paint outline, which you guys will see. So, and this should be fairly interesting since I have never in my life drawn or painted a pig before. So you guys are seeing first time pig. And to indicate where I think his eyes are gonna go. Ooh. Like crazy eye placement there. Making sure that they line up. And I'm going to keep the picture up the whole entire time, so it's on a tablet there. So there's my first really rough initial sketch, which again, you know, will probably change even when I go in to outline some things with my paint. Okay, so I'm choosing my colors here, putting some paint away. I'm going to be using a mix of craft paint and I guess what you'd call artist paint. So I'm going to use some pink. So it looks like bright pink, if I can get it out. Okay. From the Craft Smart. I'm going to use Crimson from Reeves. An equivalent of that in the Craft Smart would be just the regular red. So I'm just using this. Some people have said they don't like the artist paint, comes out too thick from the tube. You can see the difference here. I do like it quite a bit. It's easier for me to manipulate, dries just a tad bit slower, and you know, I can thin it out as much as I need it. So I'm also going to be using a medium yellow, equivalent would be maybe this bright yellow from Craft Smart. So medium yellow, just from Reeves. You can get Reeves paints at Michael's, and it's a student grade paint, so it's not going to cost you that much money. Just might feel like you might need some orange. I'm also going to be using this Winsor Newton purple from the Galleria series. They have Academy series available. No, that's Grumbacher, but I like Grumbacher quite a bit. At Hobby Lobby, equivalent of that would just be just a regular violet from Craftsmart. Cobalt blue, and equivalent for that may be just this bright blue from Craftsmart. And then I'm going to pull out some white later on. I'm going to need some black, maybe some browns for the eyes, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I do set up my palette out of habit and order of color. So if you're wondering, I just do that. It's easier for me to organize and find my paint when I'm going quickly to try to get my blends in. Okay, now on to the brushes. Most brushes, bought a pack at Walmart, actually really like. Synthetic brushes are really good for acrylic paint. They hold up good, so I believe they're probably a Talcon brush. I do have some natural hairs. I usually save the natural hairs for my oil paints just because they work better. Got a number 4, probably use Filbert. 0. Is that a round? And then for fine details, these are the ones I got at Walmart. Crap, sorry, these are the wrong brushes. So the oil painting brushes, you can't mix those up. Okay, so here we go. I'll use a number 2 Filbert. These ones for our Royal Langnickel from that place, Walmart. And then same brand from, got it in a set at Hobby Lobby. So I'll probably use some rounds and spotters and zeros, and my favorite munched brushes. So I've been using these since August. Yeah, munched brushes since August. They've come in Mod Podge. Probably should reshape them, but haven't gotten that far yet. And they are 0 rounds. So I'm going to mix up some paint. I'm not thinking I'm really going to show my palette too much today, but I'll try to explain what paints I'm mixing up. I'm going to add some water using a 3/0 round, I believe. And I'm going to mix up a pink. So I'm just using some of the crimson, some of the pink, I want to make it darker, and some of the white. Which I should have just used the pink and the white. But I think I just want it a little bit darker so I can see them. So I'm just going to outline quickly the sketch that I have there. Pretty thin, so this paint's kind of thick. And this tutorial might be a little longer. On my other ones, I'd say most of them I painted the rock once first, so I kind of knew what I was doing, and then I painted it again. So this one I'm just going for it. So, and again, I'm looking back at the initial, I have a really hard time talking and concentrating, but the initial photograph, just so I can make any corrections now. I do wash my rocks. I leave them the rock color as much as possible. Sometimes I paint in the background color at the end, and just if I don't think it looks good on the rock, or I make a big mistake and I want to cover it up, because I make mistakes just like everybody else. So again, there we go. Got it about as thin as I want. I'm just going up. And just kind of painting in parts of the pig. Or the outlines of parts of the pig. And these are even still, you know, subject to change. I think that's why I like painting. It's not so final. I also do a lot of printmaking, but with that, a lot of the times the marks that you make they're there, and so you've got to figure out a way to work with it. I forgot to get a paper towel. So there's the pig for you again. So one reason I have a paper towel is just to wipe off my brushes in between. Sometimes getting out some of the water. So I need to start filling this in. There it is. So I'm going to go in and mix up a bunch of paint. So I'm trying to go for a super, well, not super light, but like a medium light pink. So I'm just going to block in these areas. And I just took the color I made before and added a bunch of white to it. I usually like to see a little bit of my first line still at this point. Probably have to mix up some more paint. This is supposed to go right there, so pick up a little bit of the darker color so I can add that in. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the pink so I don't, knowing me, that'd be something I would thoroughly forget if I get going, so okay. So, and my paint is pretty thin at this point still. Maybe it shouldn't be that thin, but keep it thin. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to do the full insides of the ears yet, just because some of those are darker. One thing about acrylic paint is it does have a tendency to dry a little bit darker. This at times still frustrates me today, but with time and more experience with painting, if you're new, you'll start being able to figure out how light to make something, so you can get the right color when it dries. The one reason why I like a filbert brush is it allows you, though they're small, to get in quite a bit of paint, and it's easy to get good lines by pulling it across something, as well as just getting in, you know, nice broad strokes like that. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna mix up a little bit more paint. I'm just grabbing some pink, some white, a tad bit of my crimson. I'll work on the insides of these ears. Okay, so I have to mix some more paint and keep on having to stop, take care of stuff. So kind of looking at the color of the pig and the color of the photo, I'm realizing that I'm happy I pulled out that yellow, because he seems to have more of a, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe a, here we go, a peachy color to him. Oh. Peachy pink. Maybe not that peachy pink, but let that dry a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, too wet. Go in, try to go in with a little bit of just pink. It's too wet. Let that dry a little bit. Go back up into his ears. Okay, I'm gonna get a bunch of white. I'm just mixing that into the color I was using before. And this is where I start maybe painting a little bit quick. And the reason for that is just so I can blend in the tones. So I can grab some even lighter colors. And start blending those in a little bit. So if you can work wet into wet. Again, I do small amounts of paint. Or thinned out layers. It's easier to blend. A little bit of the dark pink down, or peachy pink down here. Okay. Work on this area a little bit. I might add, I'm actually adding just a tad of the cobalt to it. and you'll see the result a little bit. Of this bluish purple pink color, and I'm just doing that for some of the shadows. Shadow under his leg, and then up here. So I'm going to switch to, hoping this is the right brush. Nope. This one. Zero Round. Oh. Mixing some more like this lighter peachy pink color. I'm going with the hairs that I see up here, and I'm working super thin and using a light touch with my brush. I'm trying to go with his body. And I added just a little bit of white. Here. I honestly think it's easier to paint things that are darker than things that are lighter, but that's probably just a personal preference on my part. Oh. And I work usually all over. I'm hoping some of that, a little bit of that purple shows through, kind of like it is down there. I'm just mixing up some more really thin I need to move his ear down for his shadows. So his ear is definitely lower. I'll change that right now. Kind of work some of the color in here. Again, I'm just mixing some of the blue with some of the red. I haven't actually used a lot of that purple yet. I like to mix my own for the most part so I can kind of control it a little bit more. So pigs have fur, so I am just using some light brush strokes with a little bit of really light pink. To get that in. And super thin. So I think that part is starting to come along a little bit. Some color on the camera isn't that good. He looks a lot more purple than he really is. Hopefully in the final shot we can get some of this color corrected on there. Like music or paint pig. Music will win out in a second. Okay, so I am ready with some music. Oh, I'm gonna go in and do some other sections of this pig. Oh, I'm trying to get the right color. I'm not convinced this is the right color, but I'm going to go with it for right now. Because maybe it'll grow on me. So I'm looking for darker areas of the pig. And just mixing up some paint. Mixing some blue with the pink. I'm thinking that's working, at least for me, a little bit better. And I'm just looking for darker areas of the pig right now. Mix up some more super light. Pig color. Oh, let me use a lot of white on this one, I believe. Whoa. Giving my pug, pugs are later. Nice case of jaundice there. Oh. I can work that in. And got some more pink. Looking for lighter areas. A little bit of a darker area. Man, I have made that way too orange. So it's more pink. Let's see. It's a little kind of transparent because it's kind of thin, so I can see the stuff underneath a little bit. Says the pig struggle is real right now. So this pile of paint I've mixed up. Maybe I should show you guys that if I can hurry. And I'm pulling different shades from right here. And then I'm letting it mix as much as possible on my actual rock. And I'm just working in these kind of like, I'm gonna call them pig hair strokes. I'll probably need to make another pile of that soon. Kind of thinly pull that out, kind of like scumbling, so kind of a light touch, pulling it into the other color. So. Okay, now I think I'm gonna dive into the actual purple a little bit. So still kind of struggling with the colors of the shadows. I very rarely use black in any of my shadows, especially when it comes to animals, unless the animal is black. So usually we'll mix up something dark. Oh, hopefully this will give me a sense of place with the pig. I have a feeling that I'm going to be covering up some of this. Over here, it's like really light. Part of these sides, my paint is way too thin. Okay. Again, now I never really finish one part until the end. I try to work all over. That works for me. Oh. And I do a lot of wet and wet blending. So it's just taking wet paint and working it into a darker paint. So, paint's drying out a little bit. Oh. And I really like color. Usually pretty challenging, but I think I hear some issues upstairs, so maybe not. Thinking I was gonna have to take a break. Oh. So honestly, at this point, might be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Say slightly disastrous, but I think it'll be okay. I can finish this one thing. Because I need to be able to blend my paint in there. Mixing up more of a darker color for some shadows. And here I'm going to try to soften them just a little bit. And mixing some lighter colors right into them. And don't be afraid to mix your paint, because again, you can always cover things up. And quite easily, since it is acrylic paint. Oil paints, they just keep on blending and blending and blending until you've managed to make a great color of mud. So making that shadow too dark, so I'm hoping I can quickly get a good color. It's just a little bit softer for some of these areas. And maybe not quite so purple. Try this one. Nope. Heard that big boom? It's the sound of an angry teenager. Which might indicate my time to exit. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for a minute. Oh, once you get started, it's so hard to stop. I'm going to do one more thing. So, sorry. Get going and forget that I'm filming sometimes. So all I'm doing is just continually looking back and forth at the picture. Trying to get details in. As quickly as I can. Again, I do, prefer to do wet into wet, which just requires to paint fast. It's probably the biggest thing. Sometimes I do use a retardant. I haven't on this one yet. I'm just going to say yet. Probably the main reason is because I've already started painting and I don't want to go pull it out, so. I'm just going to color that with some thin pink. So I still want to see the shadow underneath. And I'm just trying to dry brush on a little bit of color through here. And again, I'm just kind of working all over. If I find a color I think is going to work somewhere that I've mixed, sometimes on accident, I'll hurry and go up and put it where I think it might work. Oh. Whoa. I do a lot of that, like, oh, not the right color type of a thing. Try to get some brush strokes on top of here. Oh, it looks a little bit furry on this side too. Kind of dreading the ears. I'm just kind of looking at the picture, He has some fur that goes here, so I'm doing this one a lot thicker. Okay. It's kind of funny when you, I think it's funny, look at something and I'm like, why in the heck did I do that? And then I have to fix it. So I'm show you what area I'm talking about. This one right here. If I look at the picture, it's kind of in a shadow. Quickly get some light pink. I'm going to try to blend some lighter shades into it. I think this pig might kill me. I keep on forgetting about, but I gotta do something about those shadows down there. So I guess now is the time. Oh, I'm scared. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to try to blend the colors straight that I want on the rock. So got a little bit of dry brushing going on there. A little bit of purple. I want to make some more of that. I'm calling it light. It's a super light peachy pink. And in this case, it's going more some of those colors that are on my brush back here because I think it's gonna help the pig. Okay, so see if we can get a better light shot. I'm actually gonna turn off my overhead because that not fully accurate, but a little bit more closer to life colors there. Okay, so I'm back and maybe ready to tackle the ears and the eyes on this pig. Oh, we'll see how it goes. Oh, I gotta mix up some more paint. Luckily it's still, my piles are still wet. And my record skipping, that's awesome. Oh, just mixing up different shades of pink for his ears. I was looking at Amazon the other day and they have this Stay Wet palette, which I'm seriously considering ordering for my acrylic paints because sometimes I have to get up and leave. And that can get annoying when you come back and your paint is dry. If I do order it and it turns out to work good, I'll post it to the group. I have another one, but it's really big, so I think a smaller one might work better, at least for me. So And then keep the bigger one for when I do larger paintings. So, part of me thinks I still need to soften this dark shadow I put in here a little bit. So I just mixed up a dirty red. Oh. I'm kind of just going in and doing the highlight. Don't know if this is so much of a tutorial, it's more of watch me paint, so I'm sorry guys. But if you're interested in these, you can comment on Facebook. You can leave me a comment here. And I can film more while I paint. So you just might have to endure awkward silences. So, shadow under there. Too red. Okay. The dreaded pig ears. Like Be Brave. And I'm kind of scumbling over lightly. Trying to get some of these areas to blend just a little bit more. It needs to be some lighter areas going in here, so And go back in and work on this nostril for a second. And then I'm just using my purple mixed with a little bit of red and a little bit of blue right now for these parts. Okay, let's see. And start on some of these highlights again. I'm not just going to use straight white, I'm using it with just a little bit of little dabs of pink mixed with it. Okay. Probably have to change to another brush in a second. I'm gonna pull out a little bit of black, maybe. I thought I had it. There it is. I'm probably gonna end up mixing this with red so it doesn't just come across as a flat black. Oh, I'm gonna try this. Mixing black with a red is going to give me a brownish color. Okay. Give him some piggy eyelids, I hope. Mixing up some super lightish pink. And using this fine brush. Why aren't you lighter? Okay. I was kind of worried. I don't want to get it too light. Maybe some of this for some of the too much. Fur up there, so it's kind of doing my best to dry brush it, so not a lot of paint. I'm kind of using my brush to pull some of this idea of fur up. I'm actually going to grab a smaller one. It's a 10/1 spotter. See if I can get some, there we go, some individual hairs. Just using white. Some of these areas. I'm kind of wondering if I should down here too. This is actually a birthday present for somebody. Oh, they must really like piggies. Which I guess a lot of people do. I'm a pug person myself now. I've never been around pigs much. I heard they make great pets. You know, they make great bacon. Oh, that was bad. Maybe this person has a pet pig, so if you do, I'm sorry. It was just a joke. I won't eat your pig. I don't eat pets. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of, right now, working on highlights. Thinking maybe I should have had my record on repeat. Oh. And for this, I really just use really small amounts of paint. And hope for the best. Sounds bad, but small amounts of paint. Hoping I get everything in the right areas. I this close to being done. Okay, how is he looking? I'm gonna go in a little bit more black color. He doesn't need to have a fuzzy eye. I have to thin it out a little bit. I'm thinking I am just about done. I hope. Sometimes I film these and I come back and look at the rock and change it just a little bit. I'm one of those people that sometimes I have to just step away. And then come back. So again, I'm just looking for maybe just some little finishing things I didn't notice before when I started him. Right now it's just kind of like little highlights here and there. So he has all these like little furry areas that are making things stand out. These like highlights on the edges, so I don't know how happy I am with this eyelid over here. Might be a little bit better. Same with this one. Seems to have this little lighter area. I don't know if I'm actually gonna get, but I'm gonna try. And then sometimes you think, maybe I should stop while I'm ahead. And I think I'm almost to that point. Turn a little bit so I can okay, so I think I might call him good. And I'm just gonna look for any sketch lines that might be surrounding him. Really don't think there's a whole bunch left. I'm going to sign it and seal it. I got these Posca paint pens, and they've made them just, you know, a ton easier to sign and tag. So, some little signature. These are awesome acrylic. We'll seal him, photograph him for you guys, and call it good. Maybe, you know, no, it's not in the picture. I think I'm going to add one more thing. Oh, it's just a little highlight. Yeah, I like that better. There we go. So there's the pig. Super long tutorial. Maybe I'll film the pineapple next, and hopefully the person who's getting this rock loves it. Thanks. Bye.